Hello guys, today's video is going to be how to breed your rabbit. I've had a couple requests for this, and I just wanted to start off with saying that do not breed just to breed. That is never a good idea just because there are so many rabbits in the world, you know, in the US, wherever you live, that need homes at rescues and so forth. So I know you're probably thinking, oh, the hypocrisy, because I do have a mixed breed litter right now. But the only reason that I did breed that litter was because I had several clients and friends that were requesting mixed breed babies. You know, they just wanted something with cool colors, basically, and I have them all already sold. So just wanted to clarify that, get that out of the way. The next step is to make sure that whatever you are breeding is a purebred pedigreed bunny. So you want to have pedigree on it, or their papers. For those of you that are familiar with horses, you have registration papers. Basically the same thing for a bunny. So you have its pedigree, just stating, you know, that it's a purebred breed of whatever your breed is. And then it also helps you because then you know like what colors kind of go with what colors are in that bunny's background, etc. So you want to make sure that the doe is pedigreed and purebred and that the buck is pedigreed and purebred, obviously the same breed, so that you get purebred pedigreed babies. And the goal is to always breed to the standard of perfection, or the SOP. So you can look that up online per your rabbit's breed, and they'll have a picture of what the standard of perfection, you know, or description of what that is for that breed. And then you want to take your rabbit and you want to pose it up, which there again, there should be a video or a picture of how to correctly pose for that specific breed. And you can compare, you know, basically to find out what the quality of your rabbit is. The goal is to always better the breed, not to just breed to breed like I stated before. So you always want to be bettering the breed for hopefully basically show quality rabbits. That is my intention. That is why I spend good money buying good quality rabbits. And the bunnies that I sell, the babies that I sell, I've never had trouble finding homes for them. They're always very easy to sell because I breed good quality, nice quality rabbits. So today I'm going to breed a couple different rabbits and a couple different breeds for you guys to kind of see how to do it. You obviously want to make sure that your doe is healthy. Same with the buck. You don't want them to be skinny, lethargic, acting funny, you know, or acting like they're sick. You want them to be drinking good, eating good, a healthy weight, good quality coat, just happy and healthy bunnies to breed together. And if they are virgins, if you've never bred either one of them before, you may kind of have to help like reposition the buck, because sometimes they may want to go on her head instead of where he should be, if you know what I mean. This is kind of going to be slightly awkward because yeah, I've never recorded them before, but I've had a lot of people request it, so I thought I would do my best trying to explain and stuff. So but yeah, so you might have to kind of help them out. If they both are proven or have had litters before, have produced before, then you're good. They usually know what to do right away, so that's usually not an issue. You do want your buck to fall off at least 3 to 4 times. So try to leave him in there with the doe for as long as it takes until you see that happen. I've had bucks that they just fall off once or twice. They don't show any more interest. I take the doe out, we're good to go. So it just depends on the buck as well. And then your doe should hopefully lift her bum up to kind of position correctly for the buck. I have a lot of does that don't, but they still kind of like get in the correct position anyway, and the buck can still do what he needs to do. So, okay, so I'm going to breed a Dutch doe, a mini Rex doe, and a mini Lop doe. Those are the 3 breeds that I breed. I will show you my black Dutch doe Sunny bred with my chocolate Dutch buck Duncan first. I did breed her a month ago and she didn't take, so she's about a week past what her due date would have been, so she's not acting or looking pregnant, so I'm just going to try it again and see what happens. It is daylight right now. That is another good thing, is to try to do it in the daylight. Rabbits, they need all the daylight. If you're gonna try to basically breed them year round, they need all the daylight that they can get. So just remember that. That's never a bad thing. So we'll move on. Okay, so you always want to put the doe in the buck's cage, because you never want to put the buck in the doe's territory. And they kind of just go to it themselves. You don't really have to help them. And see, he just fell off. So that means that he did breed her all the way. She's a little bit of an aggressive doe. She's not really patient with the buck. If they start fighting too much, obviously you want to remove the doe because she can hurt the buck. So I always kind of watch that. But yes, so when he fell over, that's called a fall off. And you want to try to get at least 3 or 4 of those per breeding. That means that he did thoroughly breed her. So then as soon as you breed them, as soon as I'm done, and I take the doe out, I mark it down on my phone, and then I also have a marker board in my rabbitry, in my shed, that I mark when I bred her and a rough estimate of her due date, so that I know when to put in the nesting box and when to be ready for babies. I personally like to put in the nesting box 5 to 7 days before they are due, just because some does do like to make their nest early. Some wait until the very last minute, until they're literally in labor. And I've had some does make it up to 2 weeks before their due date. They have a complete nest, hair pulled, everything. So that was a very good example. Sometimes they take a little bit to get there. They take a little bit to fall off like that. They kind of court the doe, if you will, kind of check her out, smell her. Sometimes they'll even lick their private to kind of get them interested. So you kind of just have to watch what they're doing. I always watch them just so you can count the fall offs. And sometimes the buck basically has to chase the doe until they calm down enough to let him breed her. But yeah, you kind of want to just watch to count how many times he falls off and just let them do their thing. And then as soon as you hit 3 or 4 fall offs, I take the doe out because there's no reason to just continuously leave her in there. I've heard of some people, they leave them in there all night. I don't agree with that, just because the doe, like I said, if they get tired of it and they get aggressive, they can actually castrate the buck. They can hurt the buck. So I obviously would rather not take that chance. So I just stick with them until they're done. Then I move on to the next doe that I'm breeding, or if that's the only one that day, then I just take her out and go on with my day. And then next thing you guys see will be my mini Rex doe I'll move on to. Alright, next I'm breeding my broken black mini Rex buck Clark with my chocolate mini Rex doe Charm. And she was another one that I bred that was supposed to be due a week ago with no babies. So I'm just, for some reason I'm having bad luck this fall. I don't really know why. I don't know if it's just the time of year, if it's the lack of daylight. But I kind of wait until, like, if they don't have babies and it's been a week after their due date, then I go ahead and just try them again. They will either act interested or they don't. Our last breeding is Fleetwood. He's my chinchilla mini lock buck, and Sassy. I believe she is a black gold tipped steel doe. I'll have to look at her papers. I'm still somewhat learning mini lock colors because there's a lot of different ones that I'm not used to. And as you can see, she's not really positioned correctly. She kind of just flattened herself out, so he's not really getting in there, if you will. Some of the does do that. They just go like into submission mode and they don't really properly position themselves. So sometimes I've had to help does where I kind of like, I hate to say it, but you almost like hold them down. you can kind of see like some bucks, they'll kind of push the doe around and try to position her correctly themselves. They'll stomp, they'll, you know, kind of bite their face or nudge their face a little bit to get them to move, because they kind of know when they're not in the right position. So they'll keep trying until they feel like the doe is, although that obviously isn't the right way. Always write it down as soon as you're done breeding a pair. Always write it down. I put it in 2 places. I put it on my phone in my notes, the tablet section, and then I put it on a marker board here within my shed, so that I definitely remember when I bred them and when to expect babies. So you want to go 29 to 31 days roughly from their due date. I hope that was informative. I hope that I answered questions and made it as clear-cut as I could. If you guys do have any more questions, don't hesitate to ask me. I will happily answer them. You can look me up on Facebook at the Bunny Barn Rabbitry. That is my Facebook page. I am on Instagram under Courtney McLean Shrewsbury. I can link that down below. It is my personal Instagram page. I was maybe going to make one just specifically for my YouTube channel and my rabbitry. Let me know down below, I guess, if you would be interested in that. It would just purely be bunny and rabbit pictures, so, you know, just let me know what you guys think about that. But yeah, guys, that's really about it for today. Let me know down below in the comments if you would be interested in watching a video that is all about how to prepare your bunny for babies. So how to get the cage ready, how to have everything on hand and be ready for when she's ready to have babies. So just comment down below and let me know what you guys think of that, and I can make that video next. And we are almost to 250 subscribers, so quickly making our way to 300. So keep going with that, guys. I really appreciate it. And that was all I had for today, and I will see you next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.